little known fact about me, I was a theater major in college. Okay, also tied to my childhood, a little more personal. I don't think I've ever admitted this before. I actually had Tourette's as a kid. Hi, hello, what's up? I'm excited to be back here with you guys. I have a total solo episode for you guys. I've actually been like wanting to do more personal episodes, and I thought this would be the perfect place to start. Just a little bit of like a get to know me episode. Little known facts about me though. It's not going to be the obvious stuff. Um, I want to learn more about you guys as well. So I thought what we could do is I'm going to share a list of little known facts about me. And I would love for you to send me a little known fact about you, something that's maybe the most quirky, the most weird out there, or just something memorable, and comment on the YouTube of this episode because I want to learn more about you guys too. And I don't know, sometimes podcasting is lonely. The fun part about WIIM, transparently, is like it's a community, so we all get to interact with each other. You know, I'm a solopreneur. Like I work for myself. I have, some contractors, of course, that work for WIIM, but like it's largely a very solo operation. At least it feels that way. But it doesn't feel bad because I'm always surrounded by people in our Slack board and our Facebook group and doing events and what have you. So I want more of that. So I want little known facts about you. And I'm going to start with some little known facts about me. Maybe this will like jar your memory or be like, oh my God, girl, me too. All right. In no particular order. And I honestly don't know how many I had listed here. So we're just going to go through them. All right. Little known fact number 1. I love routine, but I also need spontaneity in my life, which I totally get that is like counterintuitive, but like I actually love taking my daughter to school in the morning, and it like gets me up. I never thought I would be a morning person ever, never. I wouldn't say I'm a morning person, but I love the routine of getting up, getting her ready, getting lunch together, breakfast, hair brushed, teeth brushed, and just like taking a nice drive in the morning. It's a really nice way to sort of like start the day to like drop her off at school because she's about 15-minute drive from where we live. So I love that routine. And then I start the day and I have that. I feel comfortable in it, but I also really need spontaneity. And I think that the main way that I appreciate and get like revitalized with spontaneity is traveling. Like I am a last minute traveler. I'm like, let's go to Miami this weekend. I really thrive when I have a change of scenery. So honestly, it could be like a plane, but it could also be like, let's go down to Atlantic City for, the weekend or even the night and just get out of town. And I love that sort of spontaneity. Okay. Number 2, this is so embarrassing. I've basically been having the same exact lunch basically since the pandemic started. WIIM, the year 2023. So it's like a good solid 3 years. Okay, hear me out. So pre-pandemic, I was like a big Subway subs girl. It's like so embarrassing because like now I look back, I'm like, that food is gross. It is such a marketing play that it's like healthy. It is not. Yet for years, I pretty much always had more or less the same. I had maybe 2 or 3 things for lunch every day. But when I would go, I would always pretty much have the same sandwich. I'm like a very routine, I like my routines. So now that I'm home though, I'm certainly not going to Subway subs. So like I would say at least 300 days of the year, maybe even more than that, I'm having a peanut butter sandwich every single day. Not peanut butter jelly because I don't like jelly. Peanut butter. We're talking Jif, creamy. I don't like crunchy. Ugh, gross. I don't like textures. I have a thing with textures. I'm a very picky eater. And then Arnold bread. You guys, if you don't know Arnold bread, it's so good. It's like fluffy bread. They have like all different flavors. I am a straight up like white bread kind of girl with peanut butter, creamy peanut butter every day, every freaking day. It's so easy, man. I would honestly like leave it out on the counter because I have it every day, except I feel guilty. So I like put it in the pantry, like pretending like I don't have it every day when I just do, and I should just leave it out. Peanut butter sandwich all day, every day. Cheers to that. Okay. Little known fact about me, but I'm a stepmom. So I have a little 8-year-old girl in my life. She's been in my life since she was 3. Now she's just turned 8. It's Paul's daughter from a previous marriage. I had a stepmom growing up. I have a stepdad, stepmom. So like I'm also a child of divorce as well. So it was like very sort of therapeutic in being a stepmom because like I had the worst parents all around. I love being a stepmom for so many reasons. First of all, she's like delicious and like the easiest kid to fall in love with. But also, I sort of feel like it's like righting the wrongs of my own childhood. And if any of you guys are parents, I'm sure you can relate. Like we're just trying to do better than our parents did with us. And I love being a stepmom, and I don't know enough stepmoms. So if you're a stepmom, I feel you. I feel you. And I want to know more stepmoms. I know a handful, very few. This show is sponsored by Women in Influencer Marketing, better known as WIIM, the best online community for the creator economy. You will meet fellow influencer marketers, you'll meet brands, you'll meet talent agencies to talk shop, get hired, and even find a mentor. When you become a member, do not forget to check out all of our incredible resources. For example, we have dozens of masterclasses from the top voices at TikTok and YouTube, award-winning agencies, and women who are paving the way for us all. So if you want the chance to network with a who's who in influencer marketing, check out what it takes to become a member. Make more money and have fun doing it. Visit iamwim.com/join. That's iamwim.com/join today. And I so look forward to seeing you more around the community. Okay, so next little known fact about me, I was a theater major in college. I have so many friends of mine who are in influencer marketing and were marketing majors or in PR or even business, just like generally. Nope, my ass was a theater major. So I studied theater pretty seriously from literally the age of, 12, like whatever you are in the 6th grade. I auditioned for my middle school. I auditioned for my high school. Middle school was just theater. And high school, I started in musical theater for 2 years, and then I switched over to just acting. And then my college, I auditioned obviously to get into, I have a BFA in theater. So I started out in acting, and then I transitioned a couple years in again to directing and like producing, which I loved, loved, loved. That's actually what brought me to New York originally. So we all have different backgrounds, and yeah, mine is pretty different. I was a theater major. Okay, also tied to my childhood, this one's like a little more personal. I don't think I've ever admitted this before to like publicly, I guess, but I actually had Tourette's as a kid. Tourette's, for any of you who don't know, it's basically a neurological disorder where you do either there's like verbal Tourette's or physical Tourette's, and you say things or physically do things repetitively, and it's like completely out of your control. It's like a really scary concept. So I had Tourette's as a kid. I would say that I'm just guessing, to be honest, in terms of ages, but I think I was like diagnosed maybe when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And I had it through puberty, and I was one of the very lucky people who it completely went away when I hit puberty. And still to this day, I don't think they know why, but it's a known thing. It's not like I was this incredibly lucky one in a million. Like it's a known thing that there are definitely a large percentage, I would say, of kids who get it, who have it through childhood, and it goes away as soon as you're like 13 or so. But I did not have verbal tics. I had physical ones that like did sort of like make noise though. I sniffed repetitively. I like moved my neck and like shoulders and like my joints basically. I cleared my throat. So like some of them you could hear. It wasn't like I was like saying things though. And like there are definitely people out there that like say curse words and whatever. And like, of course, that's like all you hear about in the media or like anywhere when you think of Tourette's or like some of those movies that had people. And it's like the butt of everyone's joke. But like, I am a real person who had this. And so it has like a very soft spot in my heart. And I can like pretty quickly identify, usually, if I see someone who has it, because I had it myself. It's not funny. It like I can understand how it can look funny, of course, but like imagine being literally trapped in a body that you can't control. It's a really freaking scary concept. I can only imagine what my parents felt knowing that like I had this. Oh my goodness. So like I was so lucky, of course, that it went away, but also I found a medication that like pretty much kept it under wraps. So luckily I found a good doctor. But yeah, I had Tourette's as a kid. Fun fact. Okay, little known fact about me. I mentioned this earlier about Atlantic City. I love to gamble. I sound like a degenerate by admitting this, but it's true. My games are blackjack and craps. I'm good for a Vegas trip at least once a year. Last year, I went twice in 1 month. I swear it was work related. Obviously, I made it fun too. We go to Atlantic City because it's close, but like it sucks. Like Atlantic City is just like very run down and does not compare to Vegas. I would love to go more, but like it's far and it's probably a good thing that I don't, but I love gambling. It's so fun. So if anyone ever wants to like go to Vegas or we're at one of those conferences together, I will totally be at the tables with you. Um Little known fact, God, you can probably see it. I have definitely been losing my hair as an adult. I'm like looking in the mirror right now to see like how bad is it? Not enough women talk about this, and so I wanted to talk about it. I like have so I have extensions, and I definitely talked about that before. Maybe not on this podcast, but like I have extensions, and people have different reasons for getting extensions, of course. And for me, it's because the last few years I've just been like really self conscious about my hair. I don't necessarily have like, I don't know. I think I have like average hair. It's like not super thin. It's certainly not thick, but like just like in certain places, it's just like it's thinned out. Um, and so like, oh my gosh, well here actually no, it's like sitting literally right next to my desk. I've been using this stuff. It's called Topic, where you like you like it's like little hair fibers and you like put it on your scalp and it just like fills it in and it makes it look like you have thick or like at least filled in hair. I have hair extensions, but like God, I like as a woman, like our hair is, I will speak personally, my hair is feels like it's been so much of my identity and I don't want to lose it. So I don't know, man. Like I've explored, like I'm like, what would it? I haven't really truly gone down the path, but I'm like, what would it be like to have like like a transplant, hair transplant, or I don't know. Oh my gosh, I used to be on what is it called? It's like for men, it's like Rogaine, but like actually in a lot of I'm in like Facebook groups for women who have hair loss and they usually recommend like don't take the Rogaine for women. It doesn't really do much. Like take the men's quote unquote dose because it's more and it's effective. I tried all the different kinds. First of all, they leave your hair feeling so greasy and weird. And like they didn't really do anything for me. And then recently I was on Vegamore. I tried that. I was like susceptible to all those ads that you see. And the consistency, like the formula was great. Like it wasn't greasy at all. Like all of those other products that I'd use, like the Rogaine and stuff. But I didn't like try it long enough because now that I'm trying to get pregnant, I'm like trying not to I probably could use it, to be honest, until I get pregnant. But like, what's the point of teasing myself, right? And like having like great hair and then being like, all right, I guess I can't use this anymore. So I'm not using it right now. But the product itself was way better than Rogaine. I just didn't use it for long enough. Okay, next little known fact. I have always connected more with people older than myself. So now I'm in my 30s. I feel like I love hanging out with like people at least in their 40s, like older than that too. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes I've always been like, am I just like an old soul? Like I love music. Like I always I've said for the longest time, like I wish I was alive and like an adult or at least like a young adult, like in the 70s. Like that was like the coolest era to be part of. Like there's just so much going on and like so much turmoil, of course, as well. But like, oh my God, we're talking about hair. Like I love the like feathered, beautiful hair and like the clothes that they wore and like the architecture of the 70s. Like every time I go to LA, I'm like, oh my God, this is like I'm in the 70s. Like their architecture is just like frozen in time. Anyways, I don't know. I wish I was like I feel more connected to people of that era, like, and who are now, I guess, probably in their like 40s and 50s and sometimes even older. But I feel more comfortable. I don't know why. Can't explain it. Kind of always have. Okay, next little known fact about me. These are very random from each other. I totally I guess I could well, do I want to admit this on my podcast? I had an Airbnb for years and it was not legit at all whatsoever. Um, it was a rental in New York here that I legitimately lived in for a few years. And then I started renting it out and like staying at my boyfriend's at the time to like make a little bit of extra income. And this was like probably back in like 2011, 2012, maybe a little bit later. I'm not sure. Anyways, this is a while ago. And it ended up sort of becoming like a full-time thing that I ended up moving into another apartment, but I kept that apartment and pretty much rented it out almost on a daily basis. I had a whole business out of it. I had like a cleaner that was like my regular person and I ran it like a business and it brought in tens of thousands of dollars every year. Like I want to say like between like maybe 50 and $70,000 every single year. Um and then I got rid of it right when the pandemic started for obvious reasons, right? But I had it through that whole time. And I think other people in that building also did. I also heard that they recently cracked down on Airbnbs in New York City in particular, that it's like half of what it was like a couple months ago or something. So I definitely think that I like shed it at the right time. But yeah, had an illegal Airbnb for years. That's my list, you guys. It's random. It's random, but I hope we got to know each other a little better. I want to know random facts about you. Think about it. Like those took me a while to come up with. They're not always like top of mind. So put some thought into it and then comment on this video on YouTube and tell me like, oh my gosh, you would not believe I do this or I used to do that. I want to get to know you guys better. Anyways, I hope this was fun. I want to do more fun solo episodes with you guys. If you haven't already, I encourage you to check out our events page on our site, iamwim.com/events. We have a lot of cool stuff going on now, virtual events for the rest of the year. We have a State of the Union that's going to be really good in December. We did that last year. We're going to do it again this year. It's a panel discussion talking about all of 2023 so that we can look forward to 2024. And then on November 2nd, oh my gosh, you guys, this is probably my favorite event of the year. It's the Best Influencer Tech event. I know a lot of you guys also towards the end of the year, your contracts are up for the software that you currently use. And so I'm excited to bring you my personal favorite tech companies who specialize in influencer tech. So Tagger is going to be presenting. Dash Hudson is going to be presenting, and Partner Up, which is specifically tailored to talent managers. They're going to be doing demos for you and offering discounts like exclusive to the WIIM community. So I'm so excited about that. The event is totally free. So you could just go to our website, register, come check it out. And this is probably like maybe the most exciting part. I'm excited about it at least. We actually have YouTube and LinkedIn who are coming and also presenting because they're also tech companies, of course, in the influencer space. So LinkedIn is joining us. YouTube is joining us. Tagger, Dash Hudson, and Partner Up. I am stoked. I hope you guys come. We always make our live events really fun. All right, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, we gotta have you back. Leave us a review, a rating, but the most important thing that we could ask you to do is to share this podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next week.